Hi everyone, my name is Siddharth and today I will be sharing my Team Randomizer project with you. So how did I get into this project? At my school, I was the lead in organizing various sports leagues. During that, we came across one problem. We had to make teams in an equal manner at the same time they had to be unbiased. And due to many variables, it was hard for us to really make equal teams with equal strengths so that the competition be fair. This is when I decided to use my computer science knowledge. So I found out the major variables, which are sex, age, number of boys, number of girls, number of teams, and skill level of each player. So after that, first I was going to make this program in Java. However, Java is more of a backend language, so it's not user friendly. This is when I decided to learn a new language, JavaScript. It's a more front-end language and it's more user-friendly. However, during this process, since I had to learn a new language, I was taking a lot of help from my computer science teacher. So I would like to thank her for that help. At the same time, she helped me understand the meaning of each function. Maybe without her, I wouldn't have been able to complete this code because for me, at a beginner level in this language, I would say this code is fairly complex. So now let's get into it. Uh, if you look at this place, this is HTML where I've written it. So HTML is the front end of the whole code. That means the we can see all the number of teams, number of girls per team, all this. All of this is input by the HTML in the HTML. And now what is CSS? CSS is more the aesthetic part of the code. Now, for example, this football league team randomizer, this text is white in color. If I make it, uh, let's say red. So yeah, it's more the aesthetic part. So and then example, I don't want to align it center, I want to right align it. So I can do it like that also. So how does the main logic work? HTML is first it takes the data from the user. It then sends the data to JavaScript. JavaScript can be called the brain of the whole code because it has a main logic. Then after going through the logic in JavaScript, an output is developed. Then the output again goes back to HTML, and then of course it is displayed over here. So this is what I've written here. HTML creates the interface to input data, while CSS is more of the formatting, and JavaScript contains the main logic. Now, for example, I'll just go through the main things. For example, over here we can see one may wonder why there's already data here. This is easier for the user. It's it's not there's no limitation. We can remove this data. Then if I run it again, then if you see there's no data over here. This is just so we can tweak the data according to us and then we can randomize teams. It's just saves the user some time. So and everything has a like how do you randomize teams? The button. This button, this is where it's created. And now, like I had said, that after taking the data, HTML sends it to JavaScript. So using this, make note of this result container. Now, if you go to JavaScript code, it's again appending all the data, which is appending the output and sending it back. So now you see this is where result container is used. So now we've seen that how HTML links itself to Java and how Java links itself to HTML. Now let's go a bit into the program itself. So now the first part is simple. We input the data, then we split the data by line, and then we also split the data by comma. This is just like so that it's easier for us to look at the data and it's easier to display the data. Then after this, now let's come back to the main section of coding. Now let's imagine if I wanted to if I wanted to divide equal teams and I'm a football coach, how would I do it? I would link the best player with the worst player and second best with the second worst so that we create an equal team. This would usually work in hours, but however, over here, if you can see, we have some variables. Number of girls per team, number of boys per team. So now this disrupts that whole thing because we have to look at those variables, we have to look at those constraints. And one more thing is which I forgot to mention was we had one condition of user if the user has if the player has attendance of greater than 60%, then only be allowed to play. So this is where that condition is tested. And now let's go back to the code. So basically the what the code does is first takes one player, puts in the team. Then it checks and then it keeps on checking if the player is a male or a female. And if in that particular team there's space left for female, then it will add the player. Otherwise, it won't add the player. So it's basically layman's language. This is the main logic. And then we display, and then we send the data back and we display the data. Now, for example, let's take uh, we have four teams and we have two girls per team and three boys per team. And this is some of the random data which I've taken. So when I press the randomize button, you can see the output. Team 1, XYZ players, combined team level of 15. So this, as we can see where we've inputted, name name of the player, name of the player, age, gender, percentage, attendance, and playing level. So now when we go down, now let's count in the total. If we look at it, we have two girls per team and four teams. We should be having eight girls. Let's see if that's true. One, two, now three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Yes, it is true for girls. However, how many boys should we having? We should be having 3 into 4, which is 12 boys in total. We have three boys in the first team, and we have two boys in the second team, that makes five. Three boys in the third team, eight, and two boys in the last team, which makes it 10. So we're missing two boys here. This is because the data we've input, if you look at it closely, let's count the number of males we have. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, and 10. So we only have 10. So when the data is in input correctly, then how will we expect the output to have 12 boys? So which is again like example, now I change this gender to male. I change this also to male. Now we'll see we have three males in this, three males in this, three males in this, and three males in this. Now we have 12 males, the way it's supposed to be. So basically, this proves that the test conditions we've put in this program are working. And yes, basically, this is the program itself. And and now I'll show you the the statement which created on the basis of which I made the program. So project name, problem statement. So this is going to be lead. And I faced a few challenges in making equal and fair teams. So this is the problem statement, and using this data, uh, we created the following program. Yes, I hope you understood this. And I would once again like to thank my computer science teacher